I didn't believe the alerts at first. By 2055, New York had seen everything from flood surges to blackout riots, drone failures, and even that brief panic when the Hudson turned neon green for 3 days. So, when my wall's green lit up with a citywide advisory, avoid all animal contact and seek shelter immediately, I muted it and went back to making coffee. Then the pigeons hit the window. Not one or two, a flock. Wings hammering the glass like a storm of fists. Beaks clacking, bodies slamming over and over like they couldn't feel pain. I just stood there, mug halfway to my mouth, watching feathers smear against the pane. That was the first moment I felt it, that wrongness. By noon, the feeds were impossible to ignore. Live streams cut off mid-scream, traffic cams showing dogs dragging people out of autonomous cabs. A woman on Canal Street tried to fight off a raccoon with a shopping bag before the camera jerked sideways and went still. The government called it a neurological pathogen, fast-spreading, cross-species, something about aggression centers in the brain lighting up like fireworks. What they didn't say, but everyone understood, was that every animal in the city had just become a weapon, aimed at mankind. I live on the 19th floor of a smart building in Midtown. Oh, should I say, I lived there. The building sealed itself automatically when the emergency protocols kicked in. It's from reinforced shutters to air filtration, a full lockdown mode. So for a few hours, I felt safe. Then the service alerts started failing, one by one. The building AI glitched first, the voice stuttering and commands repeating, remain, remain, remain indoors. The lights flickered. Somewhere above me, something heavy crashed through glass. I checked the stairwell cam. A dog stood there, or what used to be a dog. A golden retriever, ribs showing through its fur, eyes bloodshot and unfocused. It was throwing itself against the fire door again and again, jaws snapping at nothing. And behind it, movement. Cats, dozens of them, silent, watching. I backed away from the screen. That's when I realized staying put was a death sentence. I packed light, water packs, protein bricks, a carbon knife, and an old school metal bat I'd bought years ago as a joke. I didn't trust the building anymore. Not the doors, not the vents, not the systems. The elevator was out. Obviously, that meant the stairs. I waited, listened, nothing. Then I opened the door. The smell hit first, coppery, sour blood. The retriever was gone, but the hallway wasn't empty. Scratches lined the walls. Something or someone had been dragged. I didn't stop to think about it. I just moved. Down one flight, then another. Halfway to the lobby, I heard it. Scratching. Soft at first, then louder, multiplying. I looked up. The cats were coming down from above, pouring over the railings, dropping silently from one level to the next. Too many to count. Eyes locked on me. I ran. The lobby was worse. Glass shattered inward. The front entrance hung open, twisted. Outside, the street was chaos. Cars crashed, doors open, no drivers, and animals everywhere. A horse, yes, a damn horse, in Midtown. It charged straight through a line of abandoned scooters and slammed into a storefront window where some people were trying to take refuge. The rats poured out of a subway vent like water. Above it all, drones buzzed uselessly, their cameras spinning as if they didn't know where to look. I almost stayed inside, but then something thudded behind me in the stairwell. I didn't turn around. I bolted into the street. New York had never been quiet before. Now it was. No horns, no voices, just the sounds of movement, claws on pavement, wings overhead, something splashing in the distance. I kept low, hugging the sides of buildings, avoiding open spaces. Every shadow felt alive. Every alley felt like a trap. At 42nd, I saw my first group of survivors. 3 of them, armed with makeshift gear, pipes, a taser rod, and one of those construction X-sleeves for lifting heavy loads. They spotted me, waved me over.
Subway's blocked.
One of them said,
We're heading north. Less density.
Less animals, I asked. He shook his head.
Fewer people. Fewer triggers.
That was the logic now. Anywhere humans gathered, animals followed. I joined them. We didn't make it past 50th. The attack came from above. Birds. Not pigeons this time. Hawks. Gulls. Even drones of small sparrows diving like bullets. They went for the eyes first. Always the eyes. One of the group screamed and dropped. Another swung wildly, connecting with a blur of feathers. I felt something slice my cheek and swung the bat on instinct. The air was chaos. We scattered. I don't know what happened to them. I just ran again. By nightfall, I found shelter in an office tower, one of the newer ones with sealed glass and biometric locks. Somehow, the system still worked. Or maybe it didn't care what I was, as long as I had a pulse. I barricaded myself on the 27th floor. No lights, no noise, just me and the city. From up here, New York looked almost normal. The skyline still stood. The lights still flickered in places, but the streets, they moved. Not with people, with everything else. It's been 3 days now. The emergency broadcasts have stopped. My food's running low. And this morning, I saw something that I can't stop thinking about. On the rooftop across from me, a line of animals stood. Dogs, cats, birds perched along the edges, perfectly still, all facing the same direction, all looking up. I followed their gaze. There's something in the sky now, high above the clouds. Not a drone, not a plane, just something. And every animal in this city is watching it, waiting. I don't think this is just a disease, and I don't think it's over. I didn't sleep after that. You don't? When an entire city of animals is staring at the same point in the sky like it's giving them instructions. I kept watching until my eyes burned. The thing above the clouds didn't move, not in any way I could track. No blinking lights, no drift. Just a darker shape against a gray morning, like a hole cut out of the sky. And below it, the city waited. By day 4, hunger started making decisions for me. The protein bricks were gone. Water was rationed down 2 mouthfuls. My hand shook when I stood up. Survival stopped being about fear and started being about math. Calories in, calories out. Distance versus risk. I needed to move. Before I left, I checked the rooftop again. The animals were gone. Not scattered, gone. No birds on the ledges. No strays in the streets below. Even the rats had disappeared from the alley I'd been watching. For the first time since this started, New York looked empty. That scared me more than anything else. I made my way down the stairwell slowly, bat ready, every step echoing too loud in the silence. No scratching, no movement behind the doors, no signs of life at all. The lobby doors were still blown out. The street beyond them looked wrong, too still. I stepped outside. The air felt heavier, like the pressure had dropped before a storm. There was a smell, too, faint, metallic, almost like ozone. And then I heard it, a low hum, not from the buildings, not from the ground, from above. I looked up. The thing in the sky was bigger now, not because it had moved, because the clouds around it were thinning, peeling away like something was pushing them aside from the inside, okay? Its shape wasn't clean or mechanical, okay? It warped at the edges, like heat distortion, like it didn't belong in the same rules as everything else. And then, movement. They came back all at once, from everywhere. The animals surged into the streets like a tide reversing, pouring out of subways, alleys, shattered windows, rooftops. It's not attacking. It's not even looking at me. Just moving. North. All of them. Dogs limping on broken legs. Cats with matted fur and wild eyes. Birds swarming so thick they dimmed the light. Even things I didn't recognize at first. Escaped zoo animals, maybe. Or things that had crawled up from places no one thought about anymore. All moving in the same direction. All silent. I stood there, bat hanging useless in my hand, watching it happen. Whatever had turned them violent had just given them a new command. I should have gone the other way. Any sane person would have. But after days of running, hiding, reacting, I needed to understand, needed something that made sense. So I followed them. We moved up through the city like a slow river. Times Square was unrecognizable, screens flickering, ads frozen mid-loop, the giant billboards casting broken light over a mass of moving bodies. No sound except a shuffle of paws, claws, wings brushing air. Not one of them touched me. I walked in the middle of it, surrounded, and for the first time since this started, I wasn't a target. That realization sat heavy in my chest. I wasn't prey anymore. I just wasn't important. By the time we reached Central Park, the sky had darkened to a dull, bruised gray. And that's where they stopped. Thousands, no, tens of thousands of animals filled the park. Every inch of grass, every pathway, every branch above, packed so tightly they formed a single, shifting mass. All of them facing the center. I pushed forward, heart pounding, until I could see it. At the heart of the park, the ground had split open. Not like an earthquake, cleaner, intentional. A perfect circular rupture in the earth, maybe 50 yards across. The soil around it was blackened, not burned, but changed, like it had been rewritten into something else. And from that opening, something was rising. At first, I thought it was smoke. Then I realized it had shape. Not solid, not liquid. Something in between. It folded in on itself, expanding and collapsing at the same time, like it couldn't decide what form to take. The hum grew louder. The animals dropped, all of them, as one. Heads low, bodies pressed to the ground. Submission. I felt my knees buckle, not from choice, but from pressure, like the air itself was pushing me down. My vision blurred at the edges. My ears rang, and then it noticed me. I don't know how I knew. It didn't have eyes, no face, no direction. But suddenly, all of that attention was on me. The pressure shifted, focused. My thoughts started to slip, like something was sifting through them, turning them over, searching. Memories flashed. My apartment, the pigeons, the people I'd seen fall in the streets. Not my memories anymore, just data. I tried to stand, couldn't, tried to think. That felt dangerous. And then, in the middle of that noise, something cut through. A thought that wasn't mine. Clear, cold.
Not this one.
The pressure vanished. I hit the ground hard, gasping like I'd been underwater. Around me, the animals didn't move, didn't react. But the thing in the center shifted, pulled back, not retreating, adjusting, like it had made a decision. The hum deepened. The sky above cracked. Not physically, but visually, like a layer peeling back to reveal something behind it. More shapes moved beyond the clouds now, more than one. This wasn't the only one. It was just the first. I don't know how long I lay there. Minutes, hours. Eventually, the animals began to rise. Not all at once this time, in waves. And then they turned, not toward me, outward, back into the city. The first scream I heard didn't come from an animal. It came from a human, somewhere beyond the trees. Then another, then more. The sounds spread, echoing through the buildings around the park. Different from before. Worse. I forced myself to my feet. My body felt wrong. Light, hollow, changed. I looked down at my hands. They were steady, too steady. Across the park, A dog lifted his head and looked straight at me, not with blind rage, not with hunger, with recognition. And in the back of my mind, quiet but undeniable, something shifted into place. Not a voice, not words, just understanding, a direction, a pull. I don't think the animals are the only ones it can use anymore. And I'm starting to realize I wasn't spared. I was chosen. I tried to fight it. That's the first thing you need to understand. Whatever that thing did to me in the park, it wasn't like flipping a switch. It was quieter than that, slower, like a second heartbeat that didn't belong to me, syncing up with the first. At first, I could ignore it. I left Central Park before the crowds thinned, moving south while the animals spread back out into the city. Okay, the screams were closer now, more frequent. Okay, but they weren't chaos like before. No random attacks, no blind rage. They were coordinated. I saw it on Lexington. A group of people had barricaded themselves inside a pharmacy. Tees, metal shutters halfway down, lights off. I wouldn't have noticed them if the glass hadn't cracked from the inside when they tried to peek out. 3 dogs sat across the street, just sitting, watching, waiting. No barking, no lunging, just holding position. Then more animals arrived, not rushing, taking places, blocking exits, covering angles, herding. I turned away before it finished, because something in me already knew how it would end. The pull got stronger as night came. Not a command, not yet, just a suggestion. Go north, stay moving, don't interfere. Every time I hesitated, it pressed a little harder. It's not paying nothing, that simple. It was more like wrongness, like standing up too fast and the world tilting, except it didn't stop until I moved the way it wanted. So I kept walking, past empty streets and broken storefronts, past bodies no one had come back for, past animals that glanced at me and then looked away, as if I were already accounted for. By the time I reached the Bronx, I wasn't pretending anymore. I wasn't in control. I was aligned. That's the only word that fits. It happened on the overpass. A handful of survivors had set up their real defenses this time. Barricades made from flipped cars, motion sensors rigged to old drones, even a mounted turrets scavenged from somewhere military. They'd learned, adapted. For a second, just a second, I felt something like hope. Maybe we could still fight this. Maybe. The thought didn't finish, because the pressure hit again, harder than before, focused, not searching this time, directing. My legs stopped, my hands tightened around the bat, and then forward. I didn't want to. I need you to believe that. I tried to turn, tried to drop the bat, tried to do anything except what came next, but my body moved anyway. One step, then another, out into the open. They saw me immediately.
Hey, stop!
A voice from behind the barricade. Human. Panicked. I opened my mouth to answer. Nothing came out, because in that same moment, the animals moved. They came from every direction. Not a chaotic swarm, a formation. Birds diving in staggered waves to force them down. Dogs and larger animals hitting the barricade at precise points, testing for weakness. Smaller ones slipping through gaps, targeting hands, faces, joints. The turret opened fire. It didn't matter. They overwhelmed it in seconds. And me, I kept walking, straight toward them. One of the survivors broke away from the fight and ran toward me. A man, maybe mid-30s, blood on his sleeve, eyes wide.
Where the hell did you come from? We need to.
He stopped when he got close, because he saw it. Whatever was in my eyes, whatever wasn't me anymore. No, he said, backing up.
No, you're one of them.
I tried to warn him. I really did. But my arm lifted before I could speak. The bat swung. It wasn't rage. That would have been easier. It was precision. I hit him once, clean across the temple. final. I couldn't, because I knew I wouldn't stop if I did. The city isn't a city anymore. It's a system. Every street, every building, every movement, it's all part of something bigger now. The things in the sky, there are more of them each night. You can see them when the clouds thin, like shadows pressing down on the world, including me. I can still think, still remember who I was. That's the worst part, because I can feel it slipping. Pieces of me getting quieter every hour, replaced with clarity, purpose, direction. Maybe I was close enough when it first touched down. Compatible, it doesn't matter. What matters is what comes next. The pull is stronger now, not just north, beyond, out of the city, out of the state, spreading. There are others like me. I've seen them walking between the herds, untouched, unharmed, eyes the same as mine. We don't talk. We don't need to. If you're hearing this, if anyone still is, then you need to understand the animals were just the beginning. This thing, it doesn't just control. It integrates, adapts, expands, and we're not fighting it anymore. We're building it. I can feel the next step coming, something bigger than the city, bigger than all of us, the kind of change you don't survive, you become part of. I'm going to keep moving now. I don't think I have a choice, but if there's still time, if you're still out there, don't stay where you are. Don't wait. And whatever you do, don't look up when the sky starts to open, because once it sees you, it doesn't stop.